You can tell.
Cameras.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Camera right there, it's too low.
Okay, so I will over here. Well, so that's.
Or I can, let me move over here. Well,
It's like musical chairs.
Yeah.
Where do you want me to be?
And I'll move on. So,
You're fine here, you're fine here, I just want to put that. You should be, it doesn't matter, because we have Ange coming to, I mean, we don't have.
the file. Like, oh.
I have one.
I'm vague, but I thought that.
Oh, there'll be room for Ange to be good.
And we'll see. There's no participants, so we're.
Not fumbling in public.
You though. Oops, I keep, the camera used to be here, but now I have to. We should see, the part of the issue is we should be back one more.
That's true.
But this, where this plug-in isn't working, so I had to move everything further. Originally, I had envisioned this in the row behind. And I think the camera would have caught us there. Maybe I should turn the lights on.
Well, we can turn the camera a little bit. Do not move.
I think it's.
Oh, here, Jonathan, hi. Testing.
How awesome is this? Thanks for building this, Jonathan. You know, I'm still recovering. You're probably pretty worn out from all the heavy lifting you did.
If you sit
Oh, it's
here,
right here,
this
right
here.
there. That's good.
Yeah, we see you. And then we'll have Ange. It should scoot a little bit. Would you scoot a little closer? So we have room for.
Oh,
Jonathan
sure.
and Ange. There we go. Okay. Move on.
First agenda item, holding camera.
Okay. And then we'll have, come a little closer, Jonathan, we'll have Ange next to you.
Love it. There we go, yeah.
There we go. You want me here? Huh? That's perfect, okay. Okay, as long as we are all
There's agenda, I don't know if you. That's.
within.
Any other big audience?
And there's
there.
And then it's here.
Thank you.
Oh, you do the audio recording here, or-
Oh, no,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Continue.
Oh, yeah, it's a little.
On opening day, I came here when they're kind of the book brigade. I looked for you and they're like, I don't know.
No, it's been a good couple weeks.
Yeah, it's
So,
that now.
Right?
okay,
Everybody has found a spot in the spotlight?
yeah, no one's online.
Okay, so we're gonna call the meeting. It is 6:06. We're gonna start with a roll call.
Jonathan Shambrew here.
Susan Best. Ahmed Federman here.
Jeff Gunderson here.
Thank you. Approval of constant calendar, the minutes. Do we have any comments, questions, or corrections on the minutes? That I have a correction. Okay.
Unless my memory is really shot. I don't think I was the one who went to the Friday story. In the minute.
I don't know.
It was not me. It was someone.
So it's gonna be me.
I think it was you.
Okay.
Okay,
I go there so often,
Oh.
I don't know which one we were.
it might have been in February, it would have been, you're probably right, because it would have been.
Yeah,
you.
I
Okay,
don't keep track of my Friday story time attendance. So
but it would have
let's,
been, yeah, okay,
if it's not you,
I'll update that one, that's a good catch.
all right,
And I
any,
think Catherine Way's name was misspelled last name. But I think it's.
WAY, oh, that's a bad one.
Where is that?
Under business items,
Just phonetically done.
yeah.
Oh, yes. You're right,
That was an AI
Yeah.
catch, I
I
think.
missed that.
Oh my
WAI.
God, we're really in for it.
Yeah, that was artificial.
Yeah.
All right, so two corrections. Do we have a motion to approve as corrected?
I'll make a motion. Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
opposed? No. Minutes of February 9th approved. Public comments? Anyone in the audience,
No public online
right?
or in the halls.
Any board members report or comment that that are not related to the new building? Any board member has comments or reports from to make?
That are not related to the new
That are-
building?
Well, we're gonna talk about that later, so.
Oh,
Just request weekly for the new library in Sioux.
oh,
So any comments?
I was just gonna say how much I enjoyed the opening of the building on the 28th.
Good comments.
And I was here on Saturday. And on that day where it was kind of rainy on and off, and the place was packed. It was really
Yeah.
interesting to see everybody and the complete demographics in all areas, families together, people sitting, reading, solitary. It was really, really fun to see the place so active.
Thanks.
So that's my opinion.
That's a very good thing to hear, yeah. The all demographic part is
All
especially.
demographic. Kids, old.
Jonathan, any?
It's all in the 6.x.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna both give Ange, wait a second.
Hey, Ange.
How are you? Hi, Ange. Sorry, I'm late. Right, we just here, we're waiting for the director's report. Jump in.
Wasn't sure where to go.
Oh, well, maybe we can backtrack. Do you have any reports or comments to make?
I do not, no.
Okay, all right, so.
So maybe behind Jonathan, so we can get you on the screen,
Right in this.
or maybe in between.
Here.
Oh, there you are.
And just so you know, with our going to director's report.
We are as
Oh,
director
so-
today.
I'll go.
Yeah.
And so right now we're in the room. This is the first meeting in this room. So we're going through a little trial period. There's a microphone above us that's picking up the sound. If we were to ever need to have more extensive sound, we have a microphone and a lapel mic. And the speakers would come down there. And there's also, if people need it, an assisted listening system where essentially you download an app and then you can use your headbuds to listen. There's also a delay, and then we have some mobile units. So thank you for bearing with us during this time and this computer. So something else just kind of report is since we've opened, we've been very, very busy, very, very well loved. We're actually almost at maximum capacity for what we can handle. Because, you know, we have this whole large transition, but we didn't get any more staff or anything else. So we are really running day by day as we're going through here, and we'll get a system up and going. But we've had numerous times where there's no seats in this library. And then we're also seeing where the parking lot is maxed out. And we're also becoming, again, we've only been 2 weeks, and this week will be our first week with spring break. Not spring break and a full week. So this week will be a really big test, I think, for us with the after school crowd and everything. So we're kind of going along but we're not doing any programming or anything really extra in the month of April and probably May. We'll probably do a story time maybe in May, but we're really trying just to get the functions going.
What do you mean by functions?
Basically how the books return, get back onto the shelves, paging slips, that whole thing, because the volume of circulation and incoming has increased quite a bit. Because as you know, as a MarinNet library, you can return to any library. So I bet Friday when we were closed, 90% of our returns went out to other libraries. So people are visiting us for the first time, dropping it. And then we have to handle the books.
Right.
And the other thing we're working with is how to handle lines. Which that wasn't really a problem in the old library, but with cards and everything. And we're gonna do a tour, and when you go out there, you'll see, if you haven't already, the desk is in a square. So people line up all around it. So it's a little, it could be a little chaotic at times, but it's all good energy. We haven't had really a negative issue or like discipline problem or anything quite like that. So it's all positive and stuff we can work through, but you gotta get the systems up and flows.
Are you saying that more people are returning their books here than before?
Yes, before at the old library, and I think that's a combination of the parking's better. You know, so people can stop here, drop off returns. And then also we're getting first time visitors who may use Corte Madera frequently or San Rafael, and they just came here, then they return all their children's books that were checked out from there.
Are you tracking issuance of new library cards?
It's in our system and we could pull it out, but I could tell you within the first week, we had we wanted to move people online, but we couldn't do that because it was still too chaotic and system up. But we had a stack, you know, like that, probably over 250 since we opened. And it's a lot of it was the first day, and then some of that's, you know, you come in with your whole family, get 5. So
I would like to request and start just formulating a case for the success of our opening, told by numbers.
Yeah.
Not a seat available, parking lot full, issuance of library cards, circulation in and out. It's wonderful. And I want to know the data behind it, because that's the punchline to it.
yeah, we can pull that together and something we'll be looking for.
Awesome.
We usually do our monthly stats, so April will be very interesting. We are gonna do library cards. We normally don't do that because before it wasn't. We don't have a good bench lot, you know.
That's
just kind of,
And attendance, is there a tracking system when people walk in or walk out? Not currently tracked?
no, it's kind of a hope that you would have a counting system. Also,
Is there any film?
We do have a camera system, you know, and there's possibly something there, but we haven't really. We're still figuring out how to lock the doors and actually, because it's all controlled through.
Where light switches are.
Yeah, actually, I'll show you where they are and how they're labeled. Like I didn't know, I forgot the light switches were over there even today. So we'll
I was gonna wonder if we can't track that, how do we do it to max capacity?
so well, for me, max capacity would be all the chairs are in use in some ways when I say that. And our capacity limit's 181.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean, like, how do we know when we?
And how many chairs do we have?
I don't even know. I would have to look.
We would have, estimate 20, 50.
Could we count them?
We could count them.
And do you know what the previous count was of seats?
What chair?
It was 4,
4 in the middle.
5, 6, 8.
We went from 8 to current.
To current.
Whatever our number is.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And the other thing with this building that's a little just interesting for tracking people though, we have a lot of people outside who are using the space. We don't count them. And then we have multiple entrances. So it's interesting.
Wait a minute, 2 entrances, right?
It depends how you look at it. So we have 2 main entrances. And then we have the doors that open, the sliding doors. So like people enter through this patio through children's.
Oh, I see.
Or if we open the door when we go out there, they can enter through there.
Very organic.
And then we have 2 doors on the east and west side.
And all of them are unlocked during the day.
Sometimes they're locked and sometimes they're not. So we're still kind of working through that. And then sometimes like these are a twist lock, patrons unlock them. So we're gonna get key locks. So people can't unlock them themselves.
Right, because then you don't know what's going on here.
Mm-hmm. And we just in this room installed a camera for our camera system, so we can kind of see what's going on. But we're still kind of working out that where the screen is, where logins are. it's hard to see the camera when you're super busy too.
Yeah.
That, we did realize that challenge, so we're kind of working through those.
So the parking lot, it's anecdotal, you know it's full.
Yeah, if you go out there and it's not striped yet. So sometimes someone takes two spots instead of one, you might notice. But like Friday morning, last Friday, there were hundreds of people here. It just was like shh. And you just know the lot's full.
Do you,
And people are parking in our staff lot. And it was raining.
It was raining, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It was kind of a peak
on a,
situation.
with a full parking lot, easily counted cars. What was the parking, I mean, the old library, it's parked street parking, there was a little behind the building. It's not really a parking
Behind the
lot for
building
it,
was
but
all,
on the side, there's.
it was all city.
And we're sharing with City Hall contractors and
Yeah, it
where
was-
this is really, I think almost everyone who comes here is coming to the library.
But there was more street parking, obviously, at the old. one,
Yeah,
right?
and people could park as far as way on the street.
Right.
Walk up.
You could park in Lucky Parking lot here.
Yeah, that is intuitive for people, but we have told people they can go to Lucky's.
So
Which is great.
should we have a list of the things you want to track?
I'm capturing it.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
And then how we're gonna do that? Cause I
Yeah.
mean, we could do a count at a certain times during the day or whatever period.
Maybe we should make that an agenda item, having the list and
Well, let's-
discussing it.
yeah,
Let's keep going
proposing
to the-
an agenda item for next
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah.
And I'll revisit.
Figure out how to capture it.
We're also kind of another thing, hoping to go to 2 6 days a week and add Monday, if we could get a couple people. And we also have to modulate how the workflow goes.
You say go to 2 6 days?
Go to 6 days, we want to add.
2 6 days.
Yeah,
got it.
go to a 6th day on Monday, noon to 5. So we're trying to look for part-time people who might be able to help that. Cause as you know, our we have 4 staff people. And they can only work 5 days a week.
From the
So-
budget allocation, that's all,
Oh, it's-
and that's what it was in the previous location?
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's kind of the limitation of more hours and then if someone's on vacation or something, we go to 3. So we're trying to get a pool of subs and people who could fill in.
There's no budget for a 5th full-time.
No, I wish, and I think that might be something.
We fundraise for that?
Possibly, the Commons Foundation might be able to do something, like that. I know just through the history of the Larkspur Library, I think it was in the 80s or 90s, that said the Fridays brought to you, or Saturdays brought to you by the Larkspur Library Foundation, or something like that.
Even, what are the hours per day right now?
We're closed Monday and we're 10 to 5 Tuesday through Friday. And 10 to 3 Saturday,
Sunday closed?
Sunday close. Monday close.
Coordinator is open on Sunday,
Sun-
so that's the
Yeah.
idea that at least there's one library open.
And that's probably why we were so busy on Friday, they're closed Fridays.
Right.
So,
How long is the hiring process?
probably 3 months. By the time you say, let's get a person, it's probably, you advertise it for a couple weeks, then schedule interviews. Well, maybe 2.5 months if all goes well. Then we live scan folks after a job offer. And then usually they can't start, day one, after they pass the live scan. So usually it's about 2.5 to 3 months.
How does this staff like the 2-week transition that's been going on?
I think they feel overwhelmed and they said this is not sustainable. That's what they tell me
Because of
every
demand,
day. The
rushing.
demand, and if you were here like on the Saturday,
I was here Saturday.
like the 2 to 3, it's busy. So before they could do things like off desk, like order books, and we have to process the books and all that.
Yeah.
where now everyone's kind of out on the floor if we're that busy. We've had a couple lull times, like, but we've never been completely like slow, even last week.
On that Saturday when I was here, it was very smooth. But you could tell there was a lot going on too at the same time, but everything was seamless the way staff was working. But they, can't believe anybody was ordering books, doing anything in the back.
Yeah, and we don't have as much interaction with some of our regulars, like at the old library, regulars would come and stay at
Yeah.
the desk and talk. And we've had a few of those people, I could tell they sit kind of waiting to maybe see if there's a chance. And so we haven't had a problem with like you're talking too long, people kind of get it. But it's also kind of, for me, it's kind of gone from a small neighborhood library, like in West Moran, we had like Polinas and Stinson, like to now we're more of like a large regional library where
The intimacy is gone, but just the distance is further. At the old library, people would sit in one of those squat chairs and they could still, if no one was in the library, talk to whoever was at the desk or moving book. There, it's much further. You've got to raise your voice to address somebody.
You used a key word, Damon. You said now we're more like a large regional library. What is the square footage comparison, old to new?
So if you take, the old library was 3,300 square feet. Technically, from the grant perspective, this has to be exactly the same, but you might remember there's 2 floors there. We counted the tech room, we counted, board chambers upstairs. So the library itself, not these 3 rooms, I'll show you the door. That area is 6,600 square feet. This area back here is about 2,200 square feet. So it's a little under 9,000 square feet. And just as reference, Corte Madera is 9,100 square feet. Fairfax is 9,600. Civic Center's 10,200 and Nevada's about 10,000. So we're kind of at that level, even though we're not using these spaces.
Corte Madera 91,
91,
Fairfax 96.
96.
What was 10K?
10 was Civic Center
In Nevada.
and Nevada is, those are both about 10K.
And I think, are you thinking about it from a funding perspective, like the proportionality of it?
We took this big step up in footprint, in caliber, in so many aspects of functionality. And what has not grown is the staff or the hours. And it's a great problem to have. There's more demand and the building, the facility can handle it. In fact, it invites it. It almost demands it. And I think I'm eager to plan for and get more staff to serve, the demand.
To just, to grow,
Like we-
to grow without.
When we think about the budget for the facility, let's make sure it's utilized and serving the community to the extent that there's demand and expectation.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in point 6.
Yeah, because I think one thing with our hours currently, we're not set up well for maybe working families who want to come here after 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Saturday kind of works, but or evening programs, we could have a program in here and be closed, but I think we're having higher expectations.
How do our hours compare to Fairfax
Yeah,
or Corte Madera?
we should, let's continue with your report.
Okay,
And then we'll move
We'll
on
get to that in a second.
Yeah.
because this is really important.
that was kind of my report. Basically, we're trying to see if we could find part-timers out there to get us. And also maybe try to reach, again, we're only 2 weeks into this, so it's still a long way, even though you kind of, but also maybe seeing if we can get some local students, maybe to help shelf books or paid even jobs. Like minimum wage page to help shelve and check their books and that kind
And
of
do you have budget for that?
We would have budget for some high school
That's great.
students.
Because it's not full-time or just it's a lower wage?
It's a low wage and like 4 or 5 hours a week.
Great.
That's a demographic that'd be great to connect with on any level as well.
Yeah, I think once we align with it, and we've had the Redwood librarian came over here, gave her a tour, and she had put up like maybe a little sign to do outreach for jobs, and So but we have to kind of strategize it and kind of fit it in, but that's definitely a need we have, so. I think that's my really full director's report is kind of just the
Okay.
new library.
I have one other question. I mean, you talked about capacity in the building. How's the workflow going in terms of the new spaces?
We haven't really had a chance to set up a workflow.
Okay,
It's much better. And one of the things, once we moved in, we realized also when it was busy, we hadn't unpacked enough, where stuff goes. So we have started to set up, our staff room does look a little better. We kind of established places and we do have but then you always have to go, oh, that didn't work. Let's do this. So that might be a good segue to adjourn for the tour. Oh,
Can we go back to public comment and see if you had a comment to make?
sorry.
Did you come to make a comment?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Could
maybe
we-
did.
I
Go
don't
to that.
see where, Diana is on the.
We could either do public comment or we could, before we go on tour, if Diane wanted to join us on the tour, that'd be fine.
Of course you
Or,
can.
or you could, I think now, if you wanted to vote up, we could do public comment now, if it's fine.
Think we
Sure.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
we should.
So motion to go back to public comment.
Second.
All of
Aye.
Aye.
you have the floor, Diana.
it's okay if I come around?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we would like to see you.
And there's the camera,
Oh, I see.
so if you could try to stay.
Sure. Why don't you come around here and I'll move back here.
Great.
No, we can't.
We have one camera, we don't have.
Oh, no.
Dots. That's for the city council meetings. So they.
I'm Diana St. James with Friends of the Library. And Damon had asked me to come and talk about what Friends is up to at this point now, as well as just kind of a final wrap up on the Book Brigade as well. So we feel like the Book Brigade was a success. And that we had expenses of about $1,500, which were covered by a grant from the Community Foundation. So it was very reasonably priced community experience. I think our biggest concerns in bringing it all together was making sure that people were safe. When you have almost, 1,000 people out on the street, it was important that everyone sign a waiver, and that's what the Sign Up Genius program did, was everyone had to sign a waiver. And as you know, within 2 weeks, we had sold out of every single spot and finally had to close it to people because time was our other concern, and that was getting that many people lined up in 30 minutes. That was our time frame to get that done. And we actually did it in 35 minutes. So our volunteers we had 50 volunteers who were incredible in taking care of their sections, getting them ready to go. And the other concern with time was making sure that we were done by 9:55. We couldn't have people still passing books as the library was getting ready to open. So we were in fact done by 9:40. And so we brought a lot of energy, I think, to the beginning of the library opening. And it was a bit early, I think, for the event, that we ended up with all those people there waiting, but there was so much going on from the city. I think people were certainly accommodated while we waited for the library opening. And we had a lot of comments about how people met neighbors that they hadn't chatted with in a long time. We had scouting groups come. I even had one romance. Had someone reach out and say, hey, I was standing next to this very lovely woman. I'd like to get to know her better, but I didn't ask for her connection information. I reached out to her. She said yes. So
Oh
my God.
there's your Hallmark movie moment from the book.
Tell them they can have Larky marry them.
Yes.
Yeah. Here at the library.
And I think the biggest comment that I heard, which was great, was for both the book brigade and the library opening, was how proud people were to be from Larkspur and to have been a part of such an experience. And that was a wonderful thing, I think, to have been a part of making happen. Um, Thank you, Susan, for all that you did in helping bring it together. So
Diana.
I have to say that at the foot of Mount Tam, Diana and Chris Leinhardt moved mountains.
Yeah.
Really, to get it to work, and everything was perfect because they thought of it.
it really did go like clockwork. It was wonderful.
It was
in
a
that
great
regard.
event.
Yeah,
It
thank
was
you.
really great.
Thank you. Yeah, you were a part of it. You were there. And we're almost all of you were in the midst of it. Yeah.
Well, I just have to say, there's very little joy in our world. But there was joy
Yeah,
that
it was-
morning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was really lovely.
And pride. People were proud to be part of it. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Just-
It was a beautiful day.
was.
Couldn't have asked for a more perfect day.
It was a brilliant idea and it was seamlessly accomplished. Diana, hats off.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. The other thing that Friends has going on is, I'm sure you've heard people comment, where did all the books go? It doesn't seem like there's that many books in the library. Well, please assure them we have been collecting them. So we have 2 storage units that we've rented that probably have 6,000 of the books in them. We have another couple thousand that are going to a farm in the country. No, to Better World Books, where I don't know that they're books that you can really donate anywhere, are you gonna give someone a 50-year-old book on the history of California to a school that is disadvantaged? It's just not appropriate. So likely they will be pulped, it's called, or recycled. But we are hoping with the books we have, and there are still some books left in the library, I believe, too.
Yeah,
right?
there's still about 10,000 books in the old library.
So our goal is on June 6th, if we can work out, probably we'd be one of the first people to rent this room here, is to do a used book sale. And people can come and buy a piece of the library. So our intention would be to set up books here on these tables, hopefully outside here, maybe have some treats or baked goods that might be available as well. And have, people would pay as a fundraiser $10 for early access to be able to come in and be one of the first ones to take a look at the books. And then after that, at 10 o'clock, people would come in, and the books, based on the pricing from San Rafael Public Library sale. And I was just up at the Friends up in Novato, the store there for the wider Marin system, $1 to $4 per book is pretty typical. So our goal would be, we probably would hope to have about 3,000 books here that day that we could sell and hopefully earn somewhere between $5,000 and $7,000 from this first sale.
You're gonna have a lot of people. I go to a book sale, the library in the mountains every year, and it is always extremely well attended. It's lines of people waiting to pay.
Is the $10 set already, or is that flexible?
Oh, no, we just made that up.
I think you could double it.
As far as, especially the goal is to fundraise with
This
it.
building
Yeah.
is so impressive.
Yeah.
And people are so, like you said, proud. I think people will gladly pay. That's,
Sure.
just a thought, and
Yeah.
then, is there use of the funds already earmarked?
Not yet.
Okay.
We could have a specific fund the need, though I have to admit, we've been taking it slow with the library as far as not pushing them too hard for exactly what they need. I think you're still getting your feet wet, but we could say it would be for the collection. We could say for the children's room, we could earmark it for something.
Which is
Sure.
staff, to increase the hours. People want more of this great place. And that could go toward it.
I was thinking about it as we're talking. I think it's like it's almost like there's 2 sides of it. We want to be careful. Right now, there's a lot of momentum. It's new, it's impressive. There's a lot of the novelty of it is real.
Yes.
And then, certainly we don't wanna lose the momentum. And I
That's right.
think being able to have people come in their first experience be like wonderful is a great way to keep that momentum. And obviously, the more resources and staff we have, the more wonderful of an experience we can provide. And the flip side of that is overstaffing too early. That then I think your idea, Damon, of a part-time staff where it's easy to scale up and down with that, is probably like a great way while we're figuring out what does this look like more long-term.
I think that all of our friends groups, we've all come together and cooperated for the library opening. But I do think our library support groups, we all have our lanes that we are in. And I know that the Commons Foundation is talking about funding the position. And we,
That's a big commitment.
well,
It's gonna be long term.
Yes.
Which is not gonna be funded by $4,000 or whatever, even if you sell
correct. And I think our lane is a bit more,
tangible.
tangibles and smaller price points, whereas the Library Foundation and the Commons Foundation tend to do more one-time larger sums. So I appreciate what you're saying. It would be amazing to say, keep the library open another day with your funds coming in. But I think that might not be our lane.
Yep.
With it.
Fair.
And like one good example, like the Friends of the Programming, obviously, but I know we don't quite want to do it till we're ready, but get more early literacy learning materials for the room, such as the Legos, the dinosaurs. We've got a lot of that
We
request.
noticed those weren't out yet.
We have we don't have enough staff to clean up the room. That's really the reason. I think once we have the room a little more under control and have someone identified who can clean up, then we can,
Yeah.
and plus we want to have new ones. That's kind of the other flip side, is we don't want to put old things out.
Sure.
But we got a lot of requests for that, and we do want to get those out when we're ready.
From Touch Trucks, we did earn 25,000 that we were able to put towards the new children's collection. I think funding a certain kind of book or continuing to fund the children's collection might be more what people expect from friends.
And it's also something where you're not opening something that needs to be maintained and then you run out of funds. It's a one-time cost that is easier to manage and fund.
Sure. The other thing would be to say it would be helping to fund the summer reading program, since there are, that would be, one of the immediate larger programs you have coming up, and we do help with the prizes and some of those things.
Yeah.
That might be a great thing to say.
And we will do that too. Like, we are kind of planning it now. It
Okay.
might be scaled back a little bit, but we did start last week.
Sure.
Could we go back to the June 6th? And so you said you're gonna do it in this room? You think it's big enough?
There is no bigger room in Larkspur.
So you'll have people come one at a group by group?
We'd have to have it capacity controlled, but we also have the patio
Right.
outside too. And we have, I think, a lot of people who would be willing to volunteer to just, make sure it's secure and assist people out there as well.
Are you gonna have a sign up so people can just register for come at 10, come at 11 to control crowd?
That's a good idea, is that people although I could see that the earlier time slots at a sale like that would probably be very popular. But
But you
that
could
might
do
be
like a
way to-
tiered, like $20 to come 9 to 10, 10, whatever. I don't know.
That's-
15 to come 10 to 11. I don't know how you do it, but
That's
like a
true.
tiered sort of
Of
entry.
course, those are all great ideas.
What are the hours you have?
We are thinking of 9 to 2. Right, and there could even be a period at the end where the books are all half price, or we have a free table or something like that, where there's very reasonable options at the end. Because everything that doesn't sell will need to go back in the U-Haul truck and back to storage again, and then get donated.
Shoot.
Well, we already are. The storage cost for us, it's about $500 a month. So we're eager to move the books along and keep them moving. And I'm sure people will also, once they see this, they'll want to donate their books to be a part of it, but we had hoped this first one could get a piece of the old library as a commemorative. And you got rid of great stuff, so I think we have some wonderful things to
Talk to
send.
Barbara Friday about the giant indoor yard sale that the Women's Club does because this is exactly what it is.
It was last weekend.
It's what I know. I've been
Yes.
working 2 days.
Oh, okay.
And she could tell you she has this different tier of opening where people pay to get in because they want to have first dib and
Did they sign up in advance online?
they don't, but they line up. It opened at 8 and they line it up at 7:30 in the rain to get in. And I would not be surprised if there were over 1,000 people came
Wow.
in the course of one day.
Okay.
From 8 till 2. And a lot of material was, so that's what I'm saying. This is a small room,
Mhm.
a lot of people. So maybe talk to her and see how you can manage expectations and not have people handling or mishandling books. So it doesn't become mayhem.
Yes, yes. Larkspur, we've never had any kind of a book sale before. We've never had a bookstore before. This is kind of a precursor to just getting our feet wet with getting these books back out again and fundraising this way.
Talk to Barbara and because she's
Barbara
been-
Friday?
Barbara Friday. She's
Okay.
been the chair of that for I think it's the third time she's the chair.
Okay,
And she has great experience and she really understands how to make it happen very smoothly.
okay. I will.
Are
I'll
there-
talk with her.
It sounds like there are two goals: raise money by selling books,
Yes,
and also reduce the books enough to get out of the storage units.
yes, that's
So-
right. And to make more for the rest of the books in the library.
Yes,
That would be a part of, let's say, a fall sale or something like that. So we wouldn't be increasing our storage costs when
Got it,
that
right.
happens.
reduce
Yes,
or just maintain, not
yes, correct.
manage the costs.
Yes,
So
I
you're
could
thinking,
see,
Go
I could see having a limited number, like 10 VIP passes that get half an hour early access for $100 a ticket. That it's just them, a private shopping window for VIPs, and 10 slots, that's $1,000 right there.
Sure.
Just entry cost.
we actually did that with touch trucks. Families could pay $150 a family. And I think we had 70 families who signed up to do that and otherwise they could have paid, I think it was $10 or $15 a person. So you're right, there, you absolutely can do something like
yeah,
that.
just
Yeah.
and Barbara Friday also had been the chair of Touch Truck.
Yes,
So-
yes, she has.
I know she's very tired because the sale was just Saturday of last week, but she will have all these little details of what works, how many.
Got it.
But does this mean that this would be an annual event or the precursor to having?
I
a
could
book
see it
shop?
quarterly until we have our own store. Yeah.
Okay, so that's.
I think we have a lot of people who'd like to start volunteering for something. And I don't know that we can have them necessarily all in the library, but a lot of libraries accommodate that volunteer love and energy through their bookstore, which shifts at the store. So I think we can also bring in, 30, 40 volunteers for our sales too. And I think that just builds library energy as well as donations.
And it could we
Money.
sell coffee and maybe some other things and we could seek a donation, like Equator maybe give us several boxes of coffee and a few bucks. It's just what extra hundreds of dollars of fundraise.
No, that's a good idea. I think one thing that with this room, and it's kind of jumping ahead a little bit on the agenda to 6.4, is this room is going to be under a city policy that city council approves. And during April and May, a few groups are using the rooms, like we're using it tonight for the first time. Friends are going to meet Wednesday. Corte Madera School District's going to come here for a event because there's a little details to learn with how the system works and et cetera. So maybe it'd be up to council to determine the fees and association for
What about
groups.
patio?
That would still fall under the policy. So I think it could go in that direction. A lot of libraries do it, but it would have to have the policy adopted and then whoever interprets the policy to permit it.
Okay.
So I think it would happen, but I just, kind of the bureaucratic
Right.
answer there, but I think it would make sense, especially people like baked goods, coffee, we have the
Right.
kitchen here, and so there's a lot of, or donations for that too.
Diana, are you thinking these are just gonna be the books that have been deaccessioned this first sale?
Correct,
Okay,
yes.
and in the future, it would be donations.
It could be, yes, but I think until we get through all the weeded books,
Right.
we're gonna hold people
I
up
think it's a
because,
good selling point. too.
of
A
course.
piece of an old
Of
book.
course, we need to invest in a bin and all kinds of a procedure for receiving those books, and we're not there yet with that. So just trying to open the door with this sale. So that's what Friends has going on.
Well,
Great
thank you
job.
very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
you.
I think we are now ready
Cheers for
to
you.
move to six
Tour.
point one tour. You will come with us,
Yeah,
Diana?
I'd love to.
So for the tour.
Did
I'm
we
going
close those
to-
doors or?
We'll close the door because we'll keep our personal items secure, and then if someone, we'll let them in if they wanna, if it shows up, but I'm not gonna bring the camera with us for the tour, and that's been approved.
So it's okay to not
Just
be,
leave, yeah,
Going off
not be
camera.
recorded?
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna leave it on,
Back out.
so.
Mind the
Good
moon.
meeting, Rory.
Artemis, 4:38 minutes.
So.
Library.
So this is, I think you saw this just real quick. This has a kitchen and it has AV set up. And then this room has the capacity to be staged like this. Or if we remove the tables, we can have kind of theater seat. So, and those extra chairs are kind of in here.
And the table.
Here, so there's no additional tables.
So all the tables are rounded.
Yeah,
But
in
it's
here.
the audience sitting at the tables.
To go in there and then set up for council meetings, so.
Has
Or-
council had their first meeting here yet?
No, this is the first meeting
That's
ever
right.
here.
Yes.
That's
We're
why the
number
cord's a little wonky there, and then we're part of the pilot project here. And so. People are like this.
this day, the first ever meeting in the new library, yeah. You. And
We're still working all.
on the website.
Or person who's on the Zoom.
So, is there someone on there?
No.
Oh,
I saw it, but it's us. I saw one,
oh, yeah.
but we're the ones that.
Should we put the live lights on or they're are you gonna be automatically? Thank you, Diana.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you for including me in the meeting. Let me give my report, and you all had some great book sale ideas too, so I appreciate that. See you later.
All right.
See you Wednesday.
Sounds good.
Mel, how was your visit? Where were you at your?
I'm not done yet. I'm going Thursday,
Oh, I thought you were there already. Oh,
leaving Thursday. Well, in fact, not with the. Might be too cold, leave the door open.
where is it? Remind me.
I'm going to France.
Oh, to France.
Yes, with a bunch of.
No, you were with your grandchild. right?
Oh, yes, that happened.
That was a while ago. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I went to Dallas.
Dallas.
See,
Yeah.
Really feet.
Okay.
The little one,
Yeah.
but I have another one here, so I'm always with one.
Oh, you have one here too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
One who was at the open.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then what's in France? Just other family?
and my family, yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of
Let me record it. I don't know if anything is too,
Oh.
like.
aging.
I mean, you're just,
Yes,
you can keep talking, but just in case.
all right,
Um,
tour of the library is concluded. We're waiting for Jeff and Jonathan.
I yelled at them, but still. Having too much fun, I think of
They're stuck in the chair.
that. Oh, we got.
Are you warm enough? Do you want to close the?
I'm okay. I just put that, yeah.
Yeah, the paging system, I could have, I guess. That would see.
Where are they?
They're
Still in the,
frolicking.
still in the teen room?
Their only option to access it.
No, they locked that.
A lot. Sorry, I was in the teen room in my chair.
Yeah, we didn't want to be this week. Did you only opportunity to enter the teen room?
This might be one of the few times I'm allowed in.
So I would like to make a motion, if I can, that at every meeting, we have item 6.1 be teen room. Yes. All right,
The Shambroom amendment, every agenda.
all
You
right.
could have like a tiny.
So we're still being, yeah, I know, we're still being recorded.
Fantastic.
Jeff, you are.
But we had adjourned the meeting. Now we can we can recommit.
What's wrong?
People.
All right, let's go back.
Oh, that was energizing.
Thank you for the tour. Every time I see it personally, I like it even more and I discover more treasures.
There's a lot there.
Right, item 6.2.
So, just as we kind of approach this, we wanted to, Armel, discuss requests received for the new library. Primarily, the way is to email me at dhill@cityoflarkspur. And I've been getting primary comments and then we're getting informal comments. But from the city perspective, that's kind of the formal process we've set up for now is people can email me or talk to me about feedback. And I've received feedback about hours, our collection, how do I use the room? So it's been kind of a wide assortment of different things as we move forward. Some people had long about wanted more shade outside. So right now we're kind of, some of the comments we might move on if it was like a quick win or something we didn't see. But for the most part, we're kind of feeling them all since we're so new and seeing kind of what those are. And I respond to everyone. But also if you've heard from your peers out in the community, any feedback, now's a good time.
Are there any common themes that are popping up among the comments?
I think the big theme I've heard is one is the hours has popped up quite a bit. The second one, there's often questions about our collection size. And because we did take over fewer books and some people have a strong issue with that. So questions about collection size, I think is the second biggest theme. And I would say third is more kind of just random, just thoughts like, why don't you have more new books?
Okay.
Or can you get more shade outside was one person's issue. But the two themed ones would be the collection hours.
I'd like to emphasize the hours. That's feedback that I've heard. And I think it's really well rooted.
And with the public profile that the place has now, I could see how people who weren't as familiar with the collection before and see it now think it might be smaller, but it's been, selected. So that's one thing. And ours is the same way. They realize, oh, the library should have longer hours. They weren't accustomed to the hours it was that there were before.
The collection, when people make comment about the collection, are they missing specific books? Are they missing the fact that there were books everywhere? Or are there some categories like magazine or newspaper or the romance novel? Are they specific onto what it is, or is it just they miss what was?
For the most part, it's missed what it was because we did communicate to the community we were reducing the collection. So some people, especially at the farewell, not dinner, but party we had for the old library, kind of announced that. And that's an issue for some people.
Yeah.
We still have access to, Marinnet, like millions of items for people. But then this week, I think the comments I received were in part because the shelves look empty because we're so well used. Where at the old library, it was always full, or there was carts. There was never a time where the shelf was gone.
Yeah.
So I think that specific comment came from a couple parents.
So it's more nostalgia and looks rather than I am looking for a magazine and there's nothing to peruse. And
Yeah.
in the old library, if the shelves were empty, except in the children's room, you couldn't see it because you only went into the stacks when you were looking for a specific book.
Right.
I mean, no one actually lingered there.
Yeah, and
It sounds like it's a little quantity over quality.
it might be somewhat emotional.
Yeah.
Which is, and because I think during COVID, people started to learn, but adults in particular, putting books on hold or retrieving from libraries, and then maybe getting something here if they saw it on the shelf. But really, even at the old library, people aren't going to look for, a book, maybe browse the mysteries or something like that. But they're not looking for books like that they used to. For adults.
Which you pointed out, the mysteries are not moving out as fast as they were before,
Mhm.
because the shelves of mysteries are plentiful.
Yeah, we gave it a lot of shelf space proportionally. So. And the other third theme, I put this in a different one, was how can I use these 3 meeting rooms?
Oh.
But I put that in a different kind of pot till we got the policy worked out. But
That'll
a lot of
that's
people
different.
have reached out,
Great,
so.
Yeah.
great.
Well, I did get a few people stopped me and made comments. I'm gonna read them to
Okay.
you. Somebody pointed out that there were very few trash outdoors. And that they were walking by and picked up some leftover cups and debris left by people who had probably come after hours.
And we are gonna get, these are temporary trash, so that's a good, that's a fair comment.
She meant the front there where. Anyway, that there was no bulletin board.
Yeah,
like-
that,
for community news and people to, an event.
Is there a plan for that, Damon?
No.
And somebody said there was no hooks in the bathroom for the code is
But-
perfect.
The hooks are there today.
Okay, all right.
They got installed last Tuesday, so there are hooks in all the bathrooms.
So those were,
So-
and someone asked me if there would be a possibility for a local chess club to meet. And I told them, talk to the library.
Yeah, that's I've had that kind of request for this room and the meeting rooms, and I think it'll depend on the policies we end up, and if it's a library sponsored chess club. Someone yesterday asked them if they could hold their, Saturday mahjong. I don't know if it's a club, but they had like 30 people, so.
I think that the person you're talking about the chess was asking if those outdoor table, could some of them have the chess board on them, the way they
Oh.
have them in some public parks, where people bring their
Just like
their
the pieces, yeah.
and they sit, and then whoever comes. So it's not really a club where you sign up. It's just a chess activity that is on the outdoor table.
That's a good idea. If we
Yeah.
need new tables at some point.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's a
Good idea.
reasonable, because you can still use it,
Yeah.
even if it's not a chessboard.
Correct.
You know,
It's
it's
just,
not use.
so I thought it was. So those were the comments that.
And,
people-
and on back to the bulletin board, I heard that once before, and we are having people wanting to drop off flyers and stuff, and we're trying to go with a clean look. So that might evolve as things, go. We did put out the voter registration, guide. It's a slippery slope though, once you start putting stuff out, because the old library, people like that table. But it got a little messy.
What about, you said you were gonna put a TV up by the historical room? What about allowing people to like give you a slide and they can display something that's on rotation?
That, we have at the front entrance in the teen room, we thought about that might be the compromise. Or something, if we had like a little policy, what kind of, is it a city event or,
Yeah.
what kind of parameters we
Yeah.
put around that. We also might do like a single flyer out in the hallway we've talked about, but we kind of want to see the use of it a little bit because it just looks a little cluttery and how much people use it. I think if it was highly used, it might be interest. But we don't have a designated space within the architectural plan as designed, so.
All right,
And I'm happy to talk. What I want to do too is to get feedback after, maybe this might be a May or June thing, but have maybe a focus groups, or people could just talk to me. I'd come in here and people would tell me what they want or think, or the chessboard is kind of what I'm also thinking is kind of some listening sessions.
I think it's important because all these comments are coming from people who are actually using the space. Yeah. And it's almost like easing into it, just adjusting it and making it even more attractive. So that we don't have a big influx of people now, and then because they can't sit outside and there's no chessboard, or they can't have their regular coming and looking at the community board to see what's happening in town. Not everybody is always scrolling the internet looking for the book sale, or as long as you say you have guidelines saying they have to be community events, not private sale. So it's important to keep them coming so that the real user just can get into it.
Yeah, and we want to hear how everyone uses the space, because the public library is used by so many different people. There's thousands of perspectives about how this should be, so.
But we're a pretty small community. People who come will want to have some habits that they had at the old library, and we don't really want to tell them you've got to relearn everything. It's going to be the same, slightly different, not a completely different, but they won't come. Any other comment on request for the library?
I know you've seen and responded on emails because you've CC'd me on some for hours. But I have received several, just closed at 3 on Saturday, from other families with kids thinking like Saturday afternoon, 3, 4 PM, perfect time to go to the library. But I know the hours are
We should really
Well-
make that a
well
future,
reported.
agenda. When we talk about future agenda items. we'll
Yeah.
talk about that.
Let's do that. Let's add that as an item, the
Well,
hours
We'll get there.
and funding when it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the same thing, and maybe you heard it from the Redwood High School library too. Evening hours for high school kids even.
Even, can I shut the doors? Or do you want to keep them open?
You leave it unlocked, but you can shut it. Just,
There's some-
but no one's kind of come, I guess. It's a public meeting. I feel we were
Oh, I
locking the
see.
door, but, we'll open them if we see
Yeah,
something.
What's that?
casinos though.
Do you worry about bats?
Well, that's the other interesting thing in the space is people, how we decide to open and close the door. Cause everyone has different
Body temperature.
body temperatures.
Yeah.
Some people worry about bats and bugs. Some don't. So that's been an interesting process too.
We used to get birds in every once in a while. We were out. We were out in space.
All right,
The civic center.
moving along, it's almost 8. 6.3, recognition for Brook Brigade. You mentioned that something was happening with Diana being nominated for.
So one of the friends, so I think we were talking in some, is there some kind of recognition from either the board, which might happen right now? Or the one idea was Citizen of the Year, which is a thing Larkspur does in April with the city council. I know one of the friends and some of that group talked to council member Margulies about nominating Diana. And based on that, I was talking to Dan and he thought it was better for individual library board members to nominate directly to the council. If you thought we could talk about it, but it may not as a body be good to approach it. But I think you could say everyone on the library board talked about it, thought this or thought that, and then talk to an individual council member if he thought it was appropriate.
So is there well, first of all, is there anything else we could do to?
You mentioned a resolution.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know if we do that.
I asked Dan, he said it's unusual, but you could. Where like you do
What would that be?
like whereas the library board recognizes Diane for organizing the book brigade and whereas you would get like 4 or 5 whereases on a document.
Where would that live?
It would probably be something we'd print out and give to her and
Next
just
to
kind of
her.
have a
It would live
little,
in the minutes,
the minutes,
Would be-
yeah.
public.
I think the citizen of the year is like,
More public.
yeah.
For a public.
Well, that's a.
So the thing about that, and you have a sense too, the idea came from Chris Leinhardt. And she was really instrumental in making it happen as well. And I'm not in any position to say who did more, but they were a
Could they
team.
both be
Don't you
recognized?
think?
I don't know if they could both be recognized. I don't know if they can both be citizens
Yeah.
of the year.
But
But you are right, they both had, Diana was already Friends president. But they both.
it was Chris's idea and she really helped carry the ball.
It's not because we make a request, we nominate either one of them to be recognized, to be citizen of the year, that they will be. We don't know who else is being nominated.
Right.
So we could go with nominating. Discuss which one to nominate. I don't think we should split our nomination. We should just decide to nominate one or the other. And then we can decide on what to do should that person not be nominated, and then go with resolution that we will hatch later to have,
Do you know who previous winners, previous citizens of the year have been?
all sorts of people, just,
David, do you know any?
That I think from what I've heard in the city, the one thing they have to do is commit to being in the 4th of July parade, otherwise they can't be the citizen of the year, is my understanding. That's like the one commitment, but I think it's been an array of people.
Has it always been a single person each year?
yeah,
Yeah, Armel probably know better than
yeah,
I.
I think every time they would be, I think most mayors, most people who have in Catherine Way, almost every member of the city council, except for the newer one, Stephanie has not been citizen of the year, but Catherine had been, previous mayors have been, Dennis Gilardi and his wife have been at different times because they've given all that money for the various things in town.
Perry Butler. Perry's. Sister of the year winner.
I don't, maybe in the recent years, people who have put the Lark Theater back together, who've done this, you know,
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
anyone who does something that benefits the whole city can be nominated. Anyway, I understand what you say about Chris.
Yeah.
I do understand, I do believe that Diana's effort is not over.
Oh, no,
And the simple fact that she is barely done with the book brigade and she's already onto a book sale is phenomenal.
I
So,
agree.
so it's way more than the book brigade. It's,
I agree.
so,
But
Is a nomination for Chris in addition to a nomination for Diana a nice gesture to Chris, or is it
I don't
is
know.
it
I
split
think,
the vote?
yeah, we're splitting the vote. We just,
Well, it's not our vote.
no, it's not our vote, but if there's a lot more weight.
she has official capacity too.
Yes, but there's a
Diana
lot more
does.
weight in just saying I put my, no, I nominate one person than nominating two, knowing that it's one or the other.
But Dan thought we should do this as individuals, not
Individually, like.
a library board.
Yeah, like here you wouldn't
Yeah.
vote 3
Yeah,
to 2, but.
correct.
Yeah.
So you could probably each have your own individual.
Right.
Yeah.
Thoughts and
Something
then
that
you just,
There's
if,
no cost. Like no
Yeah.
downside, and it's recognition of a sort, like an Oscar nominee forever is a nominee.
Unless, okay, I get it, but if neither one of them, let's say, we each put our nominations for both of them, either one of them, but if none of them become citizen of the year, we still haven't done anything for them.
Right.
Well,
I think we could have
nominated
They've been
them.
nominated.
Yeah,
No, I think the nomination is something, and I think it's actually quite nice.
but yeah, I think, I don't know Chris Lionheart, and so I think, it's hard, coming from a place of ignorance. I know Diana, right? And so
Right.
it's, for me, she's been more the public face of the book brigade, and I absolutely hear what you're saying based on your experience as being involved in the meetings and
I
the
just hate
process.
to have her feel like second fiddle.
But I don't know if there's anything wrong with us individually nominating to the council as board members.
Who votes? Just the council?
I don't know who.
I know it's a council item and I think the end of April, early May. So I don't know how they get there or everything, but at some level, the council votes.
Do you know what the deadline is for the nomination?
No, I know it's close,
And the process is just email the city manager?
council.
Email,
You could probably email the city manager too, who would probably tell you, go to council.
so should we do that? Each of us will this week before.
I believe it's the April, like not this meeting, but the next meeting, but I'm not 100% sure.
So
We should learn how the nomination process works and how the voting works. And
we don't have much time.
it won't take much time to learn.
We should learn individually.
Could Damon find out and communicate with all of us without
No, this
He
is
can
not,
email all of us.
this is not hard. We could probably look it up right now.
Right, but we're not gonna do it as a board, we're gonna do it individually.
Correct.
Okay.
So we could decide, I mean, I don't think more, as long as anybody who we want to get nominated has one person nominating them,
Right,
mission accomplished.
yeah,
It's like somebody can nominate Diana,
right,
somebody else could nominate Chris,
right,
and
correct.
we don't need more than one person to, pile on with the nomination, right?
I think what you're saying is the number of nominations does not correlate to the number of votes.
Absolutely correct.
You think so? You don't think that if somebody is.
I think we don't know.
Five
I don't
times,
think, I
I
think
don't-
we're influencing.
And I don't think, based on what I heard, I'm not involved, but it's not a highly competitive.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people don't even know about it.
I
They
did
may
not know
have
about it.
people in
There.
line though, city council may have people in line too.
And I could get more direction. I'll find out with the city and I can email you this week about any details I can find out.
Is Larky gonna be in the, 4th of July
Okay,
parade
hang on,
this year?
let's finish with that.
Oh, no, I'm gonna,
Oh, it goes with that?
Yeah.
Okay, good, good, okay.
Yeah.
We could nominate Larky.
no. No, it means if Larky's in the parade and the library this year has a presence, perhaps they could be included with him in the parade. And that'd be a sure way of honoring them.
Well, then there is being in the parade could be an honor, or also it could be a burden for someone who doesn't want to spend their 4th of July
Yeah.
morning just
Yeah.
marching down Magnolia
That is one of
again.
the requirements of being
Right.
there,
Right,
Anyways, just
big
a
and
thought.
right.
so,
And we haven't got to 4th of July if Lark is still.
No. okay, so
Yes.
we are going to, I'm fuzzy on the detail of what.
I
we're
think
doing.
individually, we need to educate ourselves on the process and nominate however we feel comfortable, if and how we feel comfortable as individuals.
As
Yes.
individual.
It's all online. I just read
Oh,
the
okay.
entire
Yeah.
process.
Oh, did you?
Okay.
Okay.
It's very straightforward.
So are we
Send in
each
an
going
Where'd
to
you
do it
find
or
that?
only?
On the web.
I think we can each do
Oh, the
it.
city
Right.
council.
Yeah, no, I think it's fine. I don't think, I think,
Larkspur, California, how do you nominate a citizen
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
year?
Okay.
And I don't think that should preclude us to do some sort of certificate acknowledgement
Yeah.
to both of them for doing such a wonderful job. too.
yeah.
Get a rubber stamp and a
Yeah.
Do we
library
print a
stamp to do
certificate
something.
in appreciation of?
Yeah, we should
So
just,
do
Not official, just
So do you
let's
want to,
make something.
you want to do that today? We can then give,
yeah, we should
hatch out
probably
the
do
wording
that,
of
I
the
think.
certificate for both of them? Sure.
I'll make a motion for that.
Yeah.
What do we say?
Motion to create a recognition certificate for both Diana and Chris from the board of directors of the library as a unofficial but formal and material plaque or framed certificate with a seal that looks official.
For their book brigade, wonderful.
Absolutely.
All right.
And I
Second.
can- Okay, and
All
I
in
can send
favor?
a PDF of that ready to go tomorrow.
Anyone again? Okay, motion passed.
Great.
So
Great.
who's gonna do it?
I'll-
So you make
I'll
it.
send something
You
around.
find it. Well, you
Design
find
it.
it too.
I have quite a lot, I have a few templates to use for that.
Excellent. Are you taking?
Give me, give me a rubber stamp.
All right, excellent.
Great thing.
Let's be serious. So 6.4 policy update.
Okay, so the big policy we did, I told you about the meeting room, that's kind of, I
Right.
won't go into that anymore, but that's one we're looking at. And we're working with our groups on. The one the city adopted here, that's been a big one. And they
Yeah.
implemented this at City Hall also, is service dogs only.
Oh, I have.
And so we're enforcing that now, and that's kind of going at varying levels. But if you look, I can't remember the year the ADA law was revised, was it 14 or 15? And they said it had to be only dogs and miniature ponies. It used to be any animal.
Miniature ponies?
Miniature ponies in some circumstances count as a service animal from the federal law perspective. I think it's a very special case. So right now, the big thing is we ask people now about their animal and, if it is, and if they do tell us it is a service animal, it can stay in here. But it still has to be under control, leash, it can't be, like it says in there, a service animal is not under control or not trained to urinate or defecate in designated areas. Must leave the premises, so they must leave the dog, must be under control. On 3 instances here since we've opened, I've talked to people who've had unleashed dogs in here. And, so it's kind of a large,
So it's an issue.
it's an issue.
Well, I like the teeth in this 365.7A.
Yeah.
$1,000 fine. And would the library receive the funds?
No.
Fundraiser.
That's a fundraiser.
Although I can bring that up, I hadn't thought about it.
So but you can ask, obviously, like, you just ask, is it a service dog?
Yeah,
You don't request a certificate.
no, you
And you
can't,
can't ask anything about the disability.
right?
But the dog,
But you could remind them
Yeah,
that there
it's
is
a
a
dog
California
ID.
Penal Code, which makes it unlawful. It's a misdemeanor to misrepresent or
It's-
lie about it.
Yeah, Armel, it's like a weird legal thing with the ADA that you can't ask what disability the dog is.
no, the dog must have a certificate.
They don't always have a
So
certificate.
this is not, so this is almost impossible to,
That's why there's the penal code if you're lying or misrepresenting.
It's
you can't prove that you're lying if you can't have a certificate.
Yeah, we're still working on it, the policy for us.
It happens everywhere, honestly.
Yeah.
It's the same.
We had it, even the Hall Middle School assistant principal came over and he said it's a issue with parents even over there attending events.
Yeah, where I work, we have it's a healthcare organization, but we have a clinic and it's an issue like in the clinic too with other patients and with lab equipment.
So,
But they were unleashed that when.
Yeah, when it's unleashed, it's clear you can't be
Yeah,
in
right.
here, and it was more people on the grounds and they just wanted to pop in with their
Yeah.
unleashed dog. It wasn't really a problem,
Yeah.
but it's like you can't.
Yeah.
Where in the other library, that was part of more the culture, bringing in your dog. So that, we talked to a few people who, did at the old library who did it, and they're still allowed on the grounds on a leash, and we do have doggy bags for waste out there. But that is when we've put up out the doors.
So this is just inside the library. This isn't on the property yet.
Right,
Okay.
Outside, you can bring a leashed dog that's not a service animal.
that's correct.
Great.
But inside, as a practical matter, if your dog is on a leash, how, you can't determine whether it's a service animal or not.
just ask and
We have-
say
we have
yes, and then
Two
you go.
questions we can ask, and we have to depend on them to tell us an honest answer.
What's the wording of what you can ask?
I don't have it in front of me. but
It's a very specific.
I would think.
It's in the federal
Yeah.
guideline, and I have it, I should have probably brought it with me, but basically, you need to ask if it's a service dog and what service it's providing.
And
But you can't ask for documentation
Okay.
or
Any details about. the
any, yeah,
disability or-
you're kind of relying on the honest answer.
How would the penal code ever get enforced? How would you ever learn?
I think if you saw a dog, right, if I came in with my dog and had him on leash and said, is this dog a service dog? And I said, yes, and it said, what service is it, to provide? And I said something like, I have seizures and it can bark and warn me if I'm gonna have a seizure. I just made that up, right? I have a dog, he does not do that.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you see me walking with my dog and he's like, sort of lunging at other people and being just very disruptive. I think you can start digging in a little bit. If
But what does it mean to dig in?
you can I think you can ask for some proof at that point, right?
Yeah.
And
It's a behavior issue.
You can,
Then we'd probably call law enforcement.
yeah, you'd have to escalate it.
Escalate immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Say the dog bites. Then
All right, okay, so let's just
Okay.
move on.
it looks good. That's
So-
the policy.
So is it the policy that's already been adopted?
This is the city policy that's been adopted. And the other one we had made just before we start was no food in here, and you can have covered drinks. So those were two we did to start, and then we'll probably need a few more policies, but seeing how time goes, like the tutor policy. waiting for the reservation system. And then we'll probably have a teen room policy. Not sure if it'll be 12 to 19 or what ages, or if it'll be the whole day, but we'll probably have something where there's a limit on age range for at least a certain time period. And same with the children's room. We'll probably do some sort of policy where we want families in there, you know, right? We don't want adults with laptops.
Don't we already have that non-accompanied,
We have the unattended adults,
Yes.
but we might want to make that a little more comprehensive, and
Right.
like a child safety policy.
right,
And maybe how old you can be to be in the library without a guardian.
well, we also have a different physical location, given that the children's room opens onto another room and open onto the patio. So we might want to add language that includes those other accesses.
Mhm.
It's just can you be an unattended adult walking through to go to the children's patio, for example?
Or can you be an unattended adult who wants to access books in the children's collection? I mean, legitimate. reason.
There you go,
I-
it's for your child or your
Yeah,
grandchild.
I think if you're looking for books, that's okay. I think it's like lingering
Yeah, just sitting there.
Oh,
there and you're kind of just
Got it.
looking at kids. You don't want
Yeah, you don't,
that.
but that, okay, so, and those are policies that we,
Would,
us five will revamp as.
as we
when-
go
as we
forward,
go
yeah.
forward,
I
okay.
think, I don't know, with the tutor one's kind of pending and the teen one are probably the two. These are city policies.
Right,
So they kind of got teeth, and then probably on some level, once the meeting room policy is adopted and we figure out how the library fits in. There might be some policy
okay.
kind of work there, but this will wait for the city's approval in their process.
It will be mostly tweaking already existing policies, adapting them to the current physical location.
Yeah.
They already exist.
Or if there's something as we kind of go in the next few weeks and say, hey, this is a policy we need. We might have something along those lines.
And I saw that public computers have some, I don't know if they're actual policies, but there's some parameters around time limits and like content.
Yeah, our computers right now, they're 30-minute and 60, that might fluctuate, and then that computer policy needs a revision.
Are those computers themselves, they have some guardrails in them of sites you can't get to?
No, it's all unfiltered.
Got it, but if you were to note it, like you could say like, hey, we don't allow that.
There's a sign on there too that says like no certain, I think it has like no pornographic websites and a couple other things on there.
Certain gaming stuff.
Well, I don't know
Yeah.
exactly, but yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of is. Like with the gaming, it becomes a little fuzzy because,
It's slippery slope.
yeah, because the one we had complaints about more with the shooting, like any violence on the computers. So that's partially why we faced them the way we did. So you're not seeing the screens. And we also put privacy screens on them. So it's harder you can't see it from the side. So we're it's balancing everyone's.
I mean, at a certain point though, I do think it would be worth blocking certain websites. And like swaths of websites.
Generally, public libraries don't do that. School libraries do that. But that's really something generally public libraries don't do.
Okay.
It's part of the banning.
And some libraries are SIPA compliant and others aren't. There's not any libraries I know of in the Bay Area that do that.
Interesting, okay.
They might do it in the children's room, like
Yeah.
if the computers were in the children's room, but like how we have our public computers, they're open for people to access the information they're looking for.
It looks like the Wi-Fi for library is open, unsecured, no password, and it's fast.
It is,
Excellent.
yeah, especially
No.
you're getting it when there isn't 100 people here. We did actually, if there's a lot of people here, it slows down. We are thinking about we had to recalibrate how much, we weren't having enough bandwidth for the staff stuff, like our phones were dropping. So we had to recalibrate
Do you?
so now we have a staff bandwidth.
Yep,
And then we have a public bandwidth.
perfect.
And I know it works better when there's fewer people.
Do you have a mesh network that covers the internal geography? So that signal is equally strong?
Yeah, that was part of the planning. There was quite a few,
Computers?
yeah, there's 4 WAPs outside
Right.
also too, so it's a pretty wide range. I haven't like gone to the far parking lot or the garden, but it's pretty wide.
Can we stick to policy?
Oh,
And move on. Any more policy? So no policy that we have to review today. And,
Yep.
and no policy that you want us to review or approve today.
Just no, more making aware of the city's animal policy, which is really more city adopted and it's from ADA and the California Penal Code. So there's not much,
Makes it easy for us.
yeah.
Okay,
Great,
great. Any other question on policy or comment?
no?
All right, moving on to future agenda items.
2, one is revisit the statistics and some of the data points. And I have a list of them. You want me to summarize them? One is occupancy, which you had measured by seats.
Mhm.
And Damon, if we could do as close as possible to apples, like the old facility had 9 chairs. This has, I'm happy to help count, but whatever the number is, great on occupancy. Parking, same, this lot, if full, it's X cars versus, previous.
It's 32.
Awesome, 32 spots.
Yeah.
And this one, thank you. The keys that I think are in the next 3, circulation, which is really a core usage, library card issuance, or some activity with membership, and then foot traffic. And that's the interesting one, probably hardest to measure, but possibly discern from video feeds.
Okay. Yeah, definitely want to know about the foot traffic.
Anything that I
No, I don't think so.
agree?
So we'll talk about it next time. Or-
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be, and
And I have another topic,
Mhm.
which is review and perhaps approve the certificates of appreciation.
yes. Okay.
Which I will circulate before then or come with.
That's great.
So it will be 6.3 again, recognition for Brook Brigade with
Okay.
appreciation certificate.
And the hours and budget and any addition, what needs you see coming up with the new space and how we can meet those needs.
I think we could do that. It might, so it might depend when the next meeting is, which we could jump to.
Good.
Cause
What?
it might depend when the next meeting is.
Oh, okay.
Because I was gonna say for our next meeting, I'm gonna be gone May 11th and May 18th. We would normally meet May 11th.
Mm.
May 25th is Memorial Day. I think if you wanted to meet May 4th, we could, but I don't think I would have enough data for hours and that's like a couple weeks away, or we could wait until June.
I will not be here May 4th.
Me neither.
Oh,
Yeah,
Me
and
neither.
I'm busy that day.
really? Well, is Star Wars Day? Is it that? Yeah.
The following week,
So it seems
So I
like
can't,
Damon's
I'm on
on
vacation the 11th and
18th.
18th.
That's
So-
Memorial Day.
Chris,
It seems like June 1st.
June, yeah, we could do June 1st or our regular 8th.
Oh, I see, just skip May. Yeah.
Yeah,
is there any way not to go 2 months? Like this is new, there's a lot of hot stuff now.
No, because there's only.
Does it
4
have to be
Mondays
a
in May.
Monday?
it,
Well, does it have to be a Monday?
Yes.
yeah, I would have to talk to the city council, it'd be a little bit of a
Because of a
process.
conflict,
Because
it's a
it's a
different night
public
for the.
meeting
Yeah,
and people are expected to be at regular intervals. So we don't really set the date, we just accept the
Yep.
public meeting date and then we switch it when there's no other alternative.
Yeah,
Perhaps with advance notice, there's flexibility if we would
It's a question of room too. They have
Yeah.
so just ask.
yeah, and I would be gone,
27.
yeah, we'd probably have to do,
Within 2 weeks, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't give any time to do anything in terms of the data.
No, I mean, I would say
Good.
like if we could do May 5th on Tuesday,
won't be here.
oh, I won't either.
Personally.
Me neither.
That whole week, are you gone? Carmel, are you gone then?
I'm coming back on the 5th, but I don't know how functionally.
Yeah,
and
What was on the 18th, Damon? Are you gone then?
He's gone.
I'm gone, and then,
Are you back on the 19th?
I'll be back on the 20th, but that's a city council day, so I don't think we'd wanna.
May 25th,
it's Memorial Day,
right?
May 12th, the Tuesday.
I'm gone.
May 26th.
Yeah, the earliest
That's
would be
Memorial Day.
after the 20th.
No, the 25th is Memorial Day. We could do the 26th if it's that's a Tuesday.
So let's say the week of the 26th, if the city can
Yeah.
Yeah.
give us, time and
Yeah.
allow it, or else June 1st.
Can you do day at all?
What time?
I can't really do the day, but
Okay.
I mean, I don't wanna hold everyone
Oh.
else up.
No, we should really try to be all there.
Okay.
We-
So
we
you're
know
not on the
important.
20th.
I would say like a 2 or,
I
I
can't.
think
do
I'll
that.
do 2, okay.
Let's do June 1st. Everybody is available June 1st, right? I know we're going 2 months, but.
Yes.
I'm available June.
But,
Okay.
having
Okay.
everybody is more important,
And I think the hours and budget would be more,
accurate. more-
or I would know more.
Great. Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
because. And then just so you know, on May 6th, I'll do our budget presentation to city council. You don't really need to do it or anything, but that's just an FYI.
Is that a request meeting?
We do it every year where we kind of go and I talk about the goals and accomplishments. And then I don't know what the whole format will be this year, but past couple years, it's just kind of presenting what we accomplished and
Yeah.
what we hope to do.
So you're gonna use our letter?
Per- I know they discussed your letter at one of the meetings
Mhm.
that Catherine did, but that would be something I could I haven't thought about it too much, but.
But you can base it, use
On
it
that
as the point of reference,
Mhm.
given that they've already seen it.
And that has a lot of the accomplishments, once you start talking accomplishments and needs was in there too with the data and.
Need is very important.
I saw something, I can't remember if it was the IJ or something Dan Schwartz sent, but I'm just quoting it because I didn't understand what it meant. That the library at the Commons budget amendment and that the council will consider a resolution amending the capital improvement program for the Larkspur Library.
So
What
that
does that
is
mean?
the fountain
Oh, okay.
and the big sign that they were looking at putting out there, the light sign.
Oh,
And the light sign, they have donors for both.
Hmm.
And like the light signs, I think 200,000. And then the water feature was like 50,000. And there's one other item I'm not remembering it's in the staff report though.
okay.
But they had already talked about it and now they're going back to them with costs and more
Okay.
detailed.
All right. I feel
Thank
like
you.
I'm this is the most meandering meeting we've had forever. Going back to the meeting date, we need a motion for the meeting to be set on June 1st.
Motion to set the meeting on June 1st.
Second.
Yes.
Aye.
Right,
So moved.
okay, and anything else may I adjourn this meeting?
To adjourn. Second.
I
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 8:15.
Oh, my gosh.
We did it.
Very first meeting.
This was awesome.
It was fabulous.
Let's keep
So
going.
Fired up about this
Gonna go home
new
and buy a bunch
library.
of furniture.
Oh my God, I can't wait to come back.
Well, we did have, there's
David, if
one.
I put on like wig and some like hip clothes and you see me trying to get into the teen room.
Yeah.
You gotta look the other way.
Don't get your face on the facial
There's one
recognition.
agenda item that we forgot to mention, is just
Chairs.
the
In which bathroom would you recommend using?
pilgrimage
if you
to the
go up
teen
that
room.
way-
The pilgrimage to the teen room.
It's not.
Oh, yeah.
Every meeting, we're gonna go to the teen room.
Oh,
Or you can
Just we
probably.
meet in the theater.
All right, thanks,
Every meeting, we're just gonna take